When did you start in martial arts, and then how did that get into a point where you were fighting pro and then UFC?
Yeah, so I was delivering pizzas, going to just jiu-jitsu class at the time. And then well, actually, I was just delivering pizzas, and then I didn't even know about MMA or UFC or anything like that. And I delivered to a house, and they were doing, it was like a Saturday night. They had the pay-per-view on. I believe it was BJ Penn versus George St. Pierre.
Oh wow.
And then they had that on, but they had the mats outside, and they're kind of like rolling, and then on the game, like,
Cool.
what are you guys doing? And I knew of boxing, obviously knew of like, obviously like the WWF wrestling, and I knew of high school, like college, collegiate type wrestling. It's like, oh, this is definitely not that. It's like, what are you guys doing? Kind of broke it down. I didn't know of MMA, but I kind of did. I just knew of like Chuck Liddell and like Tito Ortiz. That was it. But that was it. Like, I didn't know anything about it, and they kind of broke it down. What MMA was, what the WC was, what UFC was, what jiu-jitsu was. I'm like, all right, cool. And then like they recommended a school, Gracie. It was Gracie Tampa out there in Tampa, Florida. And I was such a rookie. I thought I was out there about to go train with like Hoist Gracie. I'm like thinking like it's like. And then once I got there, they kind of broke down to like the affiliate programs, the belt system, how it works, how MMA works, with no gi is, what gi is. So from there, I just got addicted. Really, it was like I just started learning basically what jiu-jitsu was, then what MMA was, then what obviously karate, Muay Thai, everything was, and how to put it together, and then the different promotions you had to dub, because then from there it was like I was just trying to watch that. Then you had the WC, you had the smaller guys with Faber and all those dudes, and you had the UFC, then you had the Ultimate Fighter show that was kind of like getting big at that time. So I'm all over the place, like what's going on, and then it was just trying to almost catching up on history, and then from there it was like I couldn't watch anything else but martial arts. It was, if it was on TV, it was some type of martial art movie or Fight Quest or an old show or whatever. And then if I wasn't, I was on YouTube watching Ramon Decker's, like whoever I could get my hand on as far as kickboxing. Anything, any type of MMA, anything. I was just watching jiu-jitsu. And then from there, it was just like nonstop in class, nonstop learning it, nonstop just hanging around, just guys that did it. And then from there, it was like just slowly getting into shape. And I'm like checking out CrossFit, I'm checking out my diet, I'm slowly just getting into everything like that. And then it just kind of took over, like to the point where I didn't even watch basketball or football no more. It was just that was it. That's all I watched. Like it got almost like addictive. Like where again, I was like, that's all I did was just watch martial arts. It didn't matter what kind of, like, it could be boxing, it could be a Rocky movie, it could be blood sport. It didn't matter. It was some type of martial art or fighting or whatever. And then a solid maybe year and a half, 2 years of that, I moved up to Boston, Mass, and started training at City of Tongue. And it was just from there, like, I got around a lot more other like professional fighters, and then I was kind of like just a sparring partner. I was just the sparring dummy. I was just like, hey, you come here, you sit here, you do this, and I was loving it. I was like, hell yeah! I was like, sometimes I would be at the gym for an hour, maybe do 2 rounds, and just watch the rest. And I was like, that was cool for me. I was like, I was good. Like, so I was just a sparring partner. I was decent, but it wasn't like I couldn't blend it yet. I was like decent striking, decent on the ground, just had no wrestling. So from there, I slowly started obviously getting better. And then before you know it, it was like, hey, when you're fighting, when do you want to fight? And that's all I wanted to hear. And then from there, just like, I was like probably 2 years into training. And then we took our amateur fight, lost that amateur fight, got gassed. I beat this kid up for a round and a half, just beat him up, and then got gassed. And then from there, got a higher strength conditioning coach. And I was like, just kept going, won 3 back-to-back from there. Then we made our pro debut. First round, finished in my pro debuts. Lost the second round. My second fight, lost a decision, and from there I racked off 10 in a row. Yeah, and it was it was like, all right, that's it. Let's just keep going. And before you know it, we get the call. They call us to fight George Roop. 2014, July 2014, and it was like, wait, hold up, who? George Roop? Like, I was just watching. I remember I was just like, it felt like yesterday I was just watching him on the WC doing his thing, and And again, I still feel like a rookie. And I still feel like I'm learning. I'm still to this day, I'm still getting better. I'm like really
Yeah.
understanding what an overhook and underhook is. It's just, all right, cool, let's do this. But like, I was like, fuck it, let's go, man. Like, we got the call, and then yeah, it just played out. But it kind of happened. All this kind of happened on accident. I literally was just delivering pizzas, partying too much, bullshitting, talking about going back to school. It just really wasn't. And then just like everything just stopped. I was like, wait a minute, what is this? It was like oh, I
Yeah.
found a whole new world. I was like, wait, what is this? Like everything just stopped. Like I wasn't drinking no more, I wasn't partying no more. It was just like it didn't even care about that. I was like, I got like 5 more DVDs to watch, and it was just like I got to go over here, and this guy's sparring, and he wants to roll over here, and then like I got to go run over here. I'm checking out this new CrossFit gym, and it just MMA just kind of just kept me just. It was so busy, I guess you would say, just before you know it, it was like 4 or 5 years later. I'm like, hey, now we got to fight because you're just this sparring partner for everybody. Like, let's put it to work. And it just kept flowing and kept rolling, and you kept winning. And before you know it, we're getting amateur belts, pro belts, winning big fights, helping out with big names coming through and helping those guys get ready. And then like seeing that and then sparring with high level guys and seeing that, and I'm like, wait a minute, like, hold up, like, all right, we got something here. And then
Yeah.
having obviously the right people around, my manager and Coach Tyson kind of pointing me in the direction of what to do, what not to do. And before you know it, like, now we're in that spot where, again, I'm like, all right, well, now we're fighting, and we're 3 guys in the road. Let's go out there and figure it out, and then see what happens from here. And now
Yeah.
it's like a new chapter where like now we're fighting the top guys out there when we were just watching the top guys. Now let's be a part of that. Instead of watching it, let's get out there and let's watch our replays instead of watching their replays, and kind of like switching the mindset of like, all right, here we go. Like, it is what it is. You've been fighting these guys you've been watching for a while, instead of trying to study them and watch their replays, just study ourselves
Yeah.
and be a big fan of yourself instead of being a fan of them.
Yeah.
And again, like, let's try to like watch your replays, and like let's get on ESPN instead of watching these guys on ESPN, and kind of like owning up to that and taking that and really believing like, hey, you're gonna knock out Mom Rise. I know you watched them. I know you learned a lot from them, and that was cool. And you might even took a picture with him. That's all great, that. But go out there and knock this dude out.
Yeah.
And it's fun because, like, again, like I said, this is a great opportunity to kind of like see all the hard work pay off, and against a big name and against a big mental fuck, like, because like you said, like, you were just looking up to these dudes. I was just out there in Sacramento, what I'm saying, trying to learn from TJ and all those guys, and like trying to get around them, and it's just like, wait a minute, now we get to fight these guys. So it's like it's fun, man. I can't complain. I get to do what I love, and I definitely wouldn't change anything right now. I'm loving it right now.
I imagine.